Warriors! All right, guys. I went out and saw. Oh, can you hear me? All right. I went out and saw The Conjuring Last Rites at the Philly premiere with tickets from Delco Horror Haven. Ladies, again, thank you very much. Right? And Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, why don't you get me on your influencing trail? Right? So I can come. I know I got the press pass and all that, right? But I want to come in with the influencers because they got fed really good food this week. But that's beside the point. So, The Conjuring, Last Rites. It is billed as the last of the Conjuring series, right? Which started with The Nun, then went with Annabelle and all this other crazy stuff they had going on with all these things. It's the Warren family out there, and they're looking, right? They're, sort of like Ghostbusters, which is kind of funny. That's what they made fun of in the classroom. Ooh, you're the Ghostbusters. But this couple, and it's real stories, based on real stories, right? And this one, they went and they investigated the Smurl haunting, okay? Now, the Smurls lived in East Pittston, Pennsylvania, which is sort of out by Pittsburgh, right? Everything's the pits out there, right? It's Pittsburgh. Of course, it's the pits. But they acquire this family, this haunted mirror. Now, spoiler alert, because you're going to hear a lot of spoilers today, right? The movie starts out with, right? And the movie starts way back in the 60s, right? At the beginning, and then goes to the 80s when the haunting was, okay? So you're seeing them at the beginning of the beginning of their journey and at the end of their journey, okay? Now, at the beginning of their journey, they're investigating this haunting, right? They come across this black mirror. Let me tell you, it's one creepy ass looking mirror, right? And the mirror was haunted. And Mrs. Warren, right? She's pregnant, getting ready to give birth. And somehow this kicked it off, right? And Lorraine Warren, right, gives birth to a baby, right? And then the baby's stillborn. And let me tell you something, right? As much as I try to be a tough guy, I was in tears, right? If anybody has known anyone that has stillborn baby, right, it's haunting, right? And it kind of like got me for a second, right? But then she prays to God, right? And then they are devout Christians, right? That's how they go around doing their exercising. Let's get physical. No, not that kind of exercising. And she prays to God, and the baby comes back to life. But the baby is haunted, right, with the spirits in the mirror her whole life. All right. So, boom, goes to 1984, right? And that they're at the Smurl's house, right, in East Pittston. And the grandfather buys his granddaughter, the daughter in the house, right, for her confirmation, this mirror. Now, know what I got for my confirmation, right? I got a meal at the IHOP, right? So giving gifts for confirmation, that's something that I never did. I got two kids that got taken out for a meal. That was it. But that's beside the point. All right. So she gets this mirror. She puts it in her room. The girl, and she's spooked by it. Her and her sister hate it. So they take it. They throw it out. It goes to the trash truck. Trash truck destroys it. Boom. Think it's the end of the movie. All right. I'm waiting to get out. And then, for some reason, somehow, because it's haunted, that mirror ended up in the attic of the house, and they started having all kinds of crazy things happen. If you spoke against the mirror, things happened, right? The one sister, right, after she suggested that they throw the thing out, right, they're sitting eating dinner one night, and she starts coughing up glass, and it was mirror glass, right? And then they don't know what's going on, the family, so they call the church. Of course, the church never gets back to them, right? And then this priest who works with the Warrens, who are now semi-retired, right, goes to this family, right, and he's trying to help them. And the mirror and the demons in the mirror get to him, right? And then next thing you know, he's at the archdiocese office in Pittston, whatever that's at, right? And he hangs himself. He gets hung. He didn't hang himself, right? Bang, right? Word goes out to the Warrens. Warrens drive all the way from Rhode Island to East Pittston, right? And they work with the family. Meanwhile, the family, right, had gone on like a press tour, right, to talk about what's going on and looking for help, right? Meanwhile, all their neighbors thought that they were glory hogging and they were lying. So the neighbors hate them, right? And they can't go in and out of their house without a news van being there, right? Then the Warrens show up, okay? Now, the daughter is the one that went to the house first, right? Because the daughter's like, I have to go here, right? So she goes to the house. She sees what's going on because she's a little clairvoyant, right? Then the mom shows up, right? And, Lorraine, she was kind of like, to me, it was kind of like she had a lot more going on than she let on, right? Now, granted, it's been a while since I've seen the other Conjuring movies, right? And, I had to catch up in my head, right? Well, she finds out that she's walking through the house, sees the mirror, that there's 3 demons. And it's probably from the 3 baby heads across the top of the mirror. 3 demons. And from then on, it just goes batshit crazy, right? They're running around the house. They're trying to, figure a way to, get these demons out. Meanwhile, right, it's, as they're taking this down from the attic, right? It tries to kill the son-in-law. It tries to kill, the daddy Smurl, right? And it just crazy, right? And it just goes batshit till they get to the end. And I'm not going to tell you the ending because holy cow, that will disappoint you if I told it because it was just insane, right? Then, the family's good. The demons are gone, right? They take the mirror and they bring the mirror up to they actually have a secret room where they keep all of their things that they were exorcised, like Annabelle. And let me tell you something. I am not a doll movie person, right? And I saw Annabelle. It still spooks me. I swear. And hey, I'm a Viking. I'm a warrior. I've seen people bleed to death in front of me, right? That I've killed, right? My character, please don't come to my house. And seeing this movie with the doll just creeps me out, all right? And you'll see that we have a doll movie coming up on Cemetery Cinema in a couple weeks, right? Which really creeped me out. The poor doc had to deal with me as we were watching it. Ugh. Anyway, right? So then they have an epilogue, right? And the epilogue is when the daughter, right, who was spooked, right? The Warren's daughter who was spooked when she was born, right, gets married to the fella, to her boyfriend, her fiance. Okay, now the way it ended, it looked like that the Warrens stepped back, but it sort of kind of led to the son-in-law and the daughter taking it over. Now the son-in-law was a cop and he had a really deep backstory, and the reason why he's no longer a cop was really, really deep. And trust me, I know a lot of cops, right, from sitting in the back seat, but I know a lot of cops, and that it was very haunting what he said, and I kind of was like, wow, I understand. I don't want to tell you that because that part, it was really, really deep. Okay, so I want you to hear it for yourself and get your own tears going on. Anyway, so what do I give this movie? Right, so I liked it a lot. And like I said, a lot of movies today, man, it's kind of like a lot of Dead Space, right, where they're just trying to fill up time. Right, I think the movie would have been better about 10 minutes shorter, right, taking out some of the nonsense that they had in there. But acting was fantastic, right? The cinematography was good. The special effects were great. Oh my god! There's 5 jump scares, but one of them, right, will just like it catches you. I mean, of course, the jump scare catch you by surprise, but holy cow, it knocked. I was like, ah, right, and I'm sitting with you know in the press row, influencer row with the people from Delco Horror Haven, and they were like, you know, they're like, oh wow, and I'm the one jumping, right, you know, but then again, they're Delco Horror Haven, they're used to that, I guess, but. So what do I give it? I'm going to give it 7 tombstones, right? It's not fantastic. It's really good, right? So do you go see it? Yes. If you're a fan of the Conjuring franchise, you go see it. If you're a fan of horror movies, you go see it, right? You'll enjoy the movie from beginning to end, and it does have a tale, and it does wrap everything up in a nice little bow for the Conjuring universe with. You know, Ed and Lorraine Warren, Mom and Pa Warren, right? What comes next with the kid, the daughter and her husband? I don't know. But I can tell you that they're going to be next in the franchise. So, it's the Mad Darbarian from Mad Darbarian, Post-Apocalyptic Theater, movie reviews, telling you The Conjuring Last Rites is a go. Go see it. And I'll be talking to you on Cemetery Cinema, Friday nights. See ya!